So what we're going to do now is we are going to create our own railing. So how we do that is we will select the default railing. Just make sure you're on the 1100 railing provided by Autodesk, so just so we're all on the same start point. We'll then go to Edit Type. We're going to leave the type properties for this. We're not going to make any changes here. We are going to select Duplicate. And I'm going to give it a name of New Railing 1100 millimeters. And press OK. So once we have created the new type, we can start to edit the structure of the railing. So under the construction heading here, we have the first one, which is rail structure. In the value section there, we'll click on edit. That will bring up the edit rails. So to get a preview of what we're doing, down the bottom left hand corner is the preview button. So we'll select that, and there's our railing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to insert a couple of new railings. I will click on insert, and there's our new railing. To get a preview of what we've inserted, we'll press apply. Again, that's just a default profile. So what we'll do is we will give that a name of bottom rail. So the next column here is the height of that rail. So right now it's set to 0, so it's down the base. If I change that to say 500, clicking apply, see it will go up the y-axis by 500. The next column is the offset, and the offset is referring to the movement along the x-axis. So if I type in 100, we'll go to the right. If I add a negative figure to that, it will go to the left. The next column is the actual profile itself. So it's set to the default, which is a 50 by 50 railing. If you scroll down to the handrails, there we have a circular 30, circular 40, elliptical, rectangle, and square. So I'm going to give you good guidance on how to create this, but it's up to you what you choose. There's no right or wrong. For this railing, what I'm going to do is have one bottom rail at a height of 90, 0 offset, and the handrail at 50 by 50. Press apply, and that's my railing down the bottom. I'm going to insert a new railing and call it top rail. The height will be 1000, and it'll be the same profile. Press apply. So the last column is the material. This is something I'm not going to go into much detail now. So now that we've created our horizontal rails, we can now press and apply, press OK, and we're back to our type properties. Next we have our baluster placement. Again, clicking on edit. So the first heading here, we have the main pattern. So it's that main pattern of what we have. It's currently set to the 25 mil square. And the distance between them is 275. So if we were to go into the baluster family heading there we have a few different options. Square 25, 20 mil, round 25, steel flat right upright, and a glazed panel. We can of course create our own and import these into this library and select them at a later date, but that's not something we'll do at the moment. So for the purpose of this project, I'm just going to select the steel flat upright 50 by 12. So if I press apply. So this column here is the base. So it's set to host. If I hit the little arrow, I've got a few options. I can go to the top rail, which is the one that we created just now. Again, bottom rail, which we just created, or the top rail element, which is that section there. So for the base, I want it to start from the bottom rail. Press apply, and you'll see it will jump up to the bottom rail. If we wanted, we can add in an offset. We'll see it's offset up from that bottom rail. I'll leave it at 0. Again, same for the top. I want it to go up to the top rail with a top offset of 0. And we want to have 90 mil for the distance between each. Next, below that, we have the few different options for the stairs. So do we want to use the baluster per tread on the stairs? How many balusters do we want per tread and so on? So we can change that here. We can also change the baluster family type. And then down below we have the posts. So we have the start post, corner and end. So there's our start post, there's our end post and the corner post. So if we have two railings joining together, what post do you want to be displayed? So I'm going to leave them as is. Again, we've got the base host, offset, railings, again, same properties as above. And press OK. Back into the type properties. A couple of parameters that we can change. If we come down to our top rail heading, do we want to use the top rail? Yes. What is the height? What is the type? And we can add in some additional data as well. So we're happy with that. We'll press OK. There's our new railing. To change over the other railing, again, we'll just select it, go to our type selector and change it over to the new one. And for the stairs, again, we can select the railing, change it over,